So for round number 11, what we're going to do is we're going to chain up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go straight into this first double crochet post and make a double crochet. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start the flowers. So they're made up of puff stitches, and they're 3 double crochet posts for one bottom half of the flower, and we're actually going to be putting 4 puff stitches to make up the bottom, and I will show you how. So we chained up 5, and we put 1 double crochet in the next double crochet post here. We're going to chain up 1 and 2. We're going to pull our yarn up slightly. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to go into this same double crochet post where we made the double crochet. And we're going to yarn, or pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up another loop, yarn over, pull up a 3rd loop, and that is one of the puff stitches. So when you do puff stitches, you usually pull through all of these hooks or loops. We're not doing that. We're going to do 2 more puff stitches. So we're going to yarn over and go into the next double crochet post, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull up the 3rd loop. Now we're going to yarn over, go into this 3rd double crochet post, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up 1 last loop. So there is our 3 puff stitches. And what we're going to do now is we're actually going to yarn over and pull through all of these puff stitches we have going on here. And that made 3 petals. So now what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch into this, and we're going to chain 1. So let me just show you how to do that again. So we chained up 5, going into that first double crochet post. We're going to make 1 double crochet. We're going to yarn up, chain 2, 1, 2, pull it up a little bit. We're going to yarn over, go into that same post where we put that double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up the last loop, and then we're going to yarn over and go into this next double crochet post, and we're going to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into this 3rd double crochet post, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. So now we have our 3 puff stitches, and we're going to yarn over and pull through all of these stitches on the hook. And then what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch here, and we're going to chain 1. So we're slip stitching to bring it together to make this center hole here, and we're just going to chain 1. And we're going to actually put 1 more puff stitch right here in the center hole. So we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull through all of those stitches at once. We're going to make a slip stitch, and we're going to chain 1, chain 2. And now what we're going to do is, you can see that we used 3 of the posts. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into this next double crochet post, and we're going to put 1 double crochet. So there is 1/2 of a flower. So now I'm going to show you one more time how to do that, and then it will be the repeat. So we're repeating. So this is the first post here. You chain 2, make a double crochet, and then you yarn over and go into this 3 times, go into this one 3 times, go into this one 3 times, and then you slip stitch, chain 1, and make one more puff stitch into the center hole, chain 2, double crochet post, because we're pretty much skipping one post. So we chain 2, we go into this next double crochet here, and make a double crochet. So we're going to start making our bottom part of the flower like we did right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain up 1, chain up 2, and we're going to go back into this one where we just put the double crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go into the second post right here, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. So we've got 1, 2, and now we need the third one. So we're going to yarn over, go right in here into this top part, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull up a loop. So now we have all 3 of our puff stitches on our hook, and we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through all of them at once. So now we made 3 petals of the flower. We're going to do a slip stitch and a chain 1, and we're going to put 1 more puff stitch into the center. So we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over and go through all of those stitches, slip stitch, chain 2. And I think I'm going to show you one more time. So we're going to, now that we chain 2, we're going to go into this double crochet post right here, and I'm going to show you what the work is looking like, and then I'm going to do one more, and then I'll meet you back at the beginning. So let me just zoom out, sorry about that. So this is where we started, and this is where we did our first puff flower, half puff flower, and we skipped 1, and then we're repeating and we're skipping 1, and now we're about to go and start make another puff stitch flower. So I hope this is making sense to you. If not, you can stop, rewind, pause, whatever you need to do. So I finished my flower off here, and I chained 2, and I put 1 double crochet in that post. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to go into this next double crochet post right here and make a double crochet, and we're going to start another puff stitch flower. So we're going to chain up 1, chain up 2, we're going to pull up our yarn a little bit, we're going to go directly back into that same post where we just put that double crochet, and we're going to make a puff stitch. So yarn over, go into the loop, pull up, yarn over, go into the loop, pull up, yarn over, go into the loop, pull up, and that's our 3. We're going to yarn over and we're going to go into this next double crochet post, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull up a loop, and there's our 3 for this one. So now we're going to go into this last one, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up the last loop. So now we have all 3 of our puff stitches on our hook, and what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go through all 3 of these puff stitches. We're going to do a slip stitch to pull the loop together and a chain 1. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put 1 more puff stitch back into the center of this, so it's a complete 4. So we're going to pull up a little bit, yarn over, go into the loop, pull up 1, yarn over, go into the loop, pull up 2, yarn over, go into the loop, and pull up 3. So this is our last puff stitch. We're going to yarn over and pull through all of them. So now we're going to do a slip stitch to complete that, and a chain 1 and a chain 2, and then we're just going to do a double crochet post on top of this double crochet, and then we're going to chain 2 and start another flower. So we're going to be doing this all the way around until we get back to the beginning, with starting with 1 double crochet, chaining 2, double crochet, and you start the puff stitch in that double crochet in the next 2. So I will see you when I get back to here. So I just wanted to do the last puff stitch with you. So I think by now you would understand how to do it. I just wanted to do the last one with you. This bag has like so many different purposes to it, and I have one already, and this will be my second one, and I actually have another pattern that I'm looking to do after I'm done with this tutorial, and posting that on here as well, and it'll be kind of like a set. They'll pretty much like go together, and it'll be called the Hibiscus Market Bag, Beach Bag, Day Bag, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so this is the twisted hibiscus, and I'll have just a hibiscus one done. And I'm shouting out to my cousin, who was like, oh, they look like hibiscus flowers. So that's where I got the name from, if anybody's wondering. So now that this is our last puff stitch, and we're going to chain 2, and we're just going to go into this 3rd stitch right here. We're just going to slip stitch into this 3rd stitch, and it'll look like it's a pattern repeat, going around and around and around, because there's 1 stitch in between, if I can get it to go in there, that is. But it'll just look like it's a repeating pattern all the way around. So just slip stitch into this 3rd chain, and we're good to go for round number 12. And it looks a little funky. This is what it's looking like. All the way around, it's just repeating all the way around. So I will start round number 12. Okay, so we're going to chain up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I like doing the top parts of the flowers. They feel more natural and relaxed than trying to do these puff stitches down here. So we chained up 5, and we're going to go into this puff stitch this double crochet right here, and we're just going to make 1 double crochet. we're going to chain 1 and chain 2, and we're going to go into the top of this stitch right here. We're going to go in 1, 2, 3. Remember, we're always going in 3 times with these puff stitches. We're going to yarn over and pull through all of them. We're going to chain 1, chain 2. We're going to go back into this and we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. We're going to pull through all, and we're going to chain 1 and 2. And this is a completed flower. So we chain 2, and we're going to be going into this next double crochet post right here and making a double crochet. We're going to be chaining 1 and 2. We're going to be making a double crochet right into this double crochet post right here. We're going to be chaining 1 and 2, and we're going to be putting 2 puff stitches in the top. So we're going to start with 1. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. 3 times. We yarn over, pull through all of them, slip stitch, chain 1, chain 2. We're going to go back into here and make 1 last puff stitch to complete the flower. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up your last loop, yarn over, pull through all of those stitches at once, slip stitch, chain 1, chain 2, and that is a completed flower. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to go into this double crochet right here and make 1 double crochet. We're going to chain 1, chain 2, go into this next double crochet right here. The double crochet is where we started our first puff stitch. So we're going to go into the top of that double crochet right there. We're going to chain 1, chain 2, and we're going to start completing this flower. Yarn over, go in the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over, pull through all of the loops, slip stitch, chain 1, chain 2. And you're going to do that again. So we're going to yarn over, go into this loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all of those stitches, slip stitch, chain 1, chain 2. And then we're just going to double crochet into this post, and we're going to repeat all the way around until we get to the back to the starting point, and I will meet you back there. This is what they are looking like. I'm going to zoom in. I think I'm going to do one more zoomed in for you. So we finished our puff stitch here. We chained 1 and 2. We made a double crochet into this post. We're going to chain 1 and 2. We're going to go into this double crochet with a double crochet. We're going to chain 1. Sorry about that, my camera doesn't want to focus. we're going to chain 1 and 2, and we're going to put 2 puff stitches in here to complete the top of the flower. Yarn over, go into the loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the loop, pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over and pull through all of the stitches. We're going to make a slip stitch, chain 1, chain 2. We're going to put 1 more puff stitch into this hole to complete the flower. So yarn over, go into the loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the loop, pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over, pull through all of these stitches, slip stitch, chain 1, and chain 2. So I'm going to let you go and do this, and I'll meet you back at the beginning.